It's the day of a brand new Taylor Swift album and a brand new Panthers mock draft. I'm Demetri Ravanis. What a day for Swifties in teal and black. You are watching This Team is Killing Us. We have another Panthers mock draft coming up in just a moment. First, though, I need you to take the time to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. If you're not already subscribed to the OG Triangle Media YouTube channel, do it now. But also leave a comment. It helps more people find our content. And God knows if you're a Panthers fan, the national media doesn't pay enough attention to this team. You always want information from people that are paying attention as much as you can get. And leaving comments helps those Panthers fans find this video. So please do this right now. I've got something brand new for you today. A brand new version of the Leap List. And it starts with a rule. We are not moving up for guys who aren't difference-making pass catchers. So as much as I like Dallas Turner, I don't think moving up for an edge rusher makes a whole lot of sense for the Carolina Panthers. I've come around to that thought this week. So we have, as always, our big three wide receivers. If they are there after number 15, we will make a move. That should be Brian Thomas Jr. That is embarrassing. If he is there after number 20, we will make a move. And then Brock Bowers, of course, if he is there after number 20, we will make a move as well. So with all of that in mind, let's start our latest mock draft, our latest Panthers Pretend Draft as guys come off the board. I have a feeling we're waiting till 33 as it looks like, boy, a lot of our guys are moving pretty quickly here. There go all the receivers and Brock Bowers. All the receivers aside from Thomas, who there he goes right now. So we'll hold tight until number 33. I am going to try and do some different stuff here. So that doesn't necessarily mean at 33 I'm locked in to a receiver, but I do want you to understand kind of my new guiding principles here. All right, our turn to make a pick. I am not trading down with a division rival. And I am not going to trade down that drops us 25 spots. So what do we want to do here? Kingsley Suamataia and Tyler Guyton are probably now let's make it easy. Let's go with Jackson Powers Johnson, a big step above any other center in this draft. And I'm not going to trade out of 39 here. All right, so there are things I like to do. You know how much I like Xavier Legette out of South Carolina. Xavier Legette, excuse me. But I'm not going to take him here. I'm going to take Ladd McConkey because I want to talk a little bit about Ladd McConkey. He has been mocked to the Panthers a lot at number 39. McConkey is a guy that is always going to rely on that route running to create separation, and that is fine. Separation is good. That is what has been missing from the Panthers offense, but I don't want it from route running. I want it from pure speed, and McConkey is faster than you think, but he's not fast enough that makes me jump out of my seat. So here we are now at pick number 65. Not taking either of those trades. And look, I didn't want to go receiver and receiver, but Xavier Legette is still on the board. And I feel like that sets the Panthers up for the future, right? Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen, probably Xavier Legette are your top three going into this year. But man, McConkey is a perfect model of a slot receiver in this league. I think that solidifies us with pass catchers for years. Let's try and make a trade up here because I don't want Marshawn Kneeland to get too far away. Who are we making a trade with? The Cowboys. So we've got 101. We've got to get to 87 if we want to ensure that Kneeland does not come off the board. Let's see if they will do it for a pick swap. No. All right, the rules of our mock trades, 2 attempts, and then you have to move on. So we have to give up 101. We are trying to get 87, and let's kick in next year's 4th. And there you go. That will move us up the board. And like I said, I don't want to let Marshawn Kneeland get away. I think there are edge rushers available deep in this draft, but we are getting to the point, and even Kneeland might be in this group. We are getting to the point where we go from weapons to bodies. And I know we've got to rebuild the defense, and I would rather focus on getting those kind of weapons at the edge rather than at the corner position. So now we'll wait till 141 to make our next pick. And this is an interesting time in the draft because you kind of have to be a hawk, right? You've got 20 picks to go before you take. And so, what is available at the top, you pay attention to, but you also recognize most of these guys probably are not going to be there. There's our old friend Theo Johnson, that could be a possibility. We don't need a center, so I dismiss Bo Limmer, even though I do think he's pretty darn good. All right, at 141, would I drop back? Would they do it without Kansas City 7th? No. You know what? I am going to. I don't see a tackle here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add Chow Smith Wade out of Washington State. And then at 142, we will add another pass catcher here. Talked about Theo Johnson a lot, so I'm going to make the pick Jaheim Bell. Smith Wade is a guy that is really credited for getting that Washington State secondary to become a feared unit last year. I mean, remember, they fell apart towards the end of the season, but early on, they were thought of as a real threat to possibly crash the college football playoff, probably more likely crash the New Year's Six, but that fell apart at the end. Jaheim Bell is he's a prototype, right? And in round 5, I'm okay taking a guy that may not necessarily be refined if he has the raw skills and measurables. So that is going to be my tight end pick at 142. And now we have that long layoff. I do wonder if in the actual draft, the Panthers are going to either move off of one of those picks in the 140s to pick up another pick in this range, or if they'll just sit tight, if they will start day 3 with a couple of picks and then just hang back, right? Have a little cookout before they have to get around to that round 7th pick. I mean, look, right now, I can look at the board and see who all is there, and I know that I still have 30 picks before I get in. So I'm not falling in love with anybody. I'm not really monitoring the board at this point. Because I don't see a realistic way that any of these guys will be on our radar. If you've watched the last few days, you know I have an affection for Aniyah Smith out of Texas A&M, especially as the kickoff return rules change. I don't know that I would count on him being there. Let's see. 237, 238, and at 239. All right, well, our buddy Aniyah Smith is sitting there. But is that what I want to do? I mean, remember, this is a mock draft, right? I think what I'm going to do here is just go get the best tackle in Anim Denkwa from Howard. Do I know anything about him? Absolutely not. My family and I were just in D.C. Last month, and I found myself on the Howard campus, driving through the Howard campus, and that is the extent of my knowledge about Howard football outside of that year they beat UNLV in Las Vegas. But we get another body for the offensive line, and I think that matters in terms of depth. And remember, with the 7th round pick, you never know if these guys are actually going to make the roster or not. One trade in this draft, and that was moving up to get Marshawn Nealand at number 87. So we prioritized offense, right? Started with a center, got back-to-back pass catchers, and I feel a lot better about back-to-back pass catchers in this draft than I did in the one that started with Xavier Worthy and then Xavier Legette, because I don't feel like we gave up a whole lot. I don't feel like we hurt ourselves necessarily in this draft. Come back tomorrow. Another Panthers mock draft is on the way. Maybe we'll have some Tortured Poets department talk. I'll see you then. Be sure and like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on this video. Let me know what you think about that mock draft. Should the Panthers go with 2 receivers? And if so, how high up on the draft do you want to see them do it? Let me know. We'll talk about it.